this is Tanya from Move Your Body Online, and today we are going to connect with our deeper core. Okay, so let's start by standing. Now, if you have a block, a roller, a ball, something of the sort, okay, it would be great to use, but if you don't worry about it. So we're going to stick the block between the legs, like so, okay, and I'll just come up here so my head's not cut off. And what you want to do here, we're going to do this standing and we're going to do this laying down. So this is fundamental to all the exercises that we do. So there was a time, so you're just standing here squeezing the block for a moment here. There was a time when I definitely was not connected to this, and especially doing my Pilates training, didn't even understand it. But then I gradually slowed myself down, because I'm a very type A person, and got into this route, and it's in the backside here. So squeezing the block, or if you don't have a block, that's fine. Looking down, making sure your feet are pointing forward, pressing into the outside edge, rooting into your big toe, soft knees. 60% of your weight is in your heels. A lot of us are standing forward. We want to stand back. This is a core exercise. Stick with me. Okay, now you're going to inhale, and I want you to breathe into the belly. Exhale out the nose. And I want you to squeeze your stomach small. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze the stomach small. Softening the knees, weight is in your heels. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze your stomach small. Now keep focusing on breathing like that. Now what I want you to do is start to engage your rectum. So on the exhale, I want you to activate the rectum. And this might take some practice, everybody. We're going to do it standing, we're going to do it sitting or laying down so that you can get an idea. So we're going to inhale, and then as you exhale, squeeze like you got to poop, toot, do something, but you're like, oh gosh, and you're going to squeeze through that rectum, and you're going to feel that come up into the lower back. Now relax your knees, make sure you're not tensing your knees, keep that weight in your heels. Okay, shoulders nice and tall. So inhaling again into the belly. As you exhale, squeeze into the rectum, anus, squeezing at perineum. And we're going to do 4 more breaths here. Don't underestimate how powerful this is. Exhaling, squeezing the block, squeezing through the rectum, anus. And if you're like, Tanya, what are you talking about? Just keep with me, keep practicing. Muscle connection takes a long time, especially if we haven't been using it. And exhaling. And 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to come down onto the mat, and we're going to do the same thing. So you might find this easier to be on the floor. All right, so I'll get a little closer to y'all, and you're going to take your block or your roller. So say you only had a roller, you can just press it like this, okay, just between the knees. And the reason we're doing this is to activate those inner thighs, which is part of helping to keep our pelvis in line. So we're going to squeeze that block. You can move that block anywhere you want in that area. Okay, it doesn't have to be the same area. In fact, it's even better if it's different. So coming straight down to the floor again. Don't do anything. Inhale into the belly. Now as you exhale, squeeze through the anus, through the rectum. Taking the time to do this is extremely important. It's going to help strengthen your lower back. You should feel that lower back working. Inhale. If we get off breath here, you just continue with your breath. And then as you exhale, squeeze that anus, squeeze the rectum area. Feel that coming into the lower back. Squeeze your stomach small. Inhaling again. Through the nose, exhaling, squeeze the rectum, squeeze the anus area, pelvic floor, lower back. Squeezing that stomach small. And again, inhale. Exhale, squeezing. And 3 more like this. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Into the belly. Feel it go up. Exhale. There was a study when people really breathed in and out of their nose into their belly, exhaling all this stale air out, that they increased the amount of weight they lost in their belly area. So don't underestimate the power of that breath. Inhaling one more time. And exhaling. Perfect. So just take that block out for a moment and just windshield wiper out those legs. Beautiful. So we're going to do a couple more things here. All right. So you can do block or no block, your choice. I like using the block just because it helps, again, to activate those inner thighs, and most of us are externally rotated. So we internally rotate and we squeeze, put pressure on there. And now what you're going to do is just push your lower back into the floor and then lengthen. Now, that is the move, okay? What you want to be aware of is, do both sides connect equally to the floor when you press your lower back into the floor? So my left side definitely makes contact with the mat differently than the right. And that's just notice and see what happens over time. Now what you're doing is pulling your pubic bone towards your rib cage. Okay? And then lengthening. Now we want to add in squeezing through the rectum and the anus and breathing at the same time. Now we exhale when we pull in. So exhale, pushing that lower back down into the floor, squeezing through the rectum and the anus, chin to chest. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, squeezing through the rectum, the anus, pelvic floor. Good. Now you're not squeezing your bum. Okay, we're really getting into that deeper core here. We want to fire those muscles, wake them up. And let's do 4 more breaths here. So rolling in, exhaling, squeezing through the rectum. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, squeeze again. Get all that nasty stale air out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Pull the pubic bone to the ribs. We don't have an upper and lower abs. It's all one piece, but this is definitely targeting the lower portion. Good, and lengthen. And one more breath, exhaling. Should be no tension in the legs. Now let's just hold it here. Keep exhaling if you can. And bring it back to neutral. Nice. Take the block out if you were using one. And circle those knees around. Perfect. Okay. So now, we're going to take our legs up. I'm not going to use a block here. So this will be a little bit harder. So now you're going to do the same thing. You're going to press the lower back in and then lengthen. So same thing we just did, but it's a little bit harder because our feet are up in the air and down. Exhaling, pushing that lower back. Make sure the knees don't move so they're not rocking forward or back. You're staying still. And then inhaling, lengthen. Exhaling, pulling that lower back into the floor, squeezing through the rectum, chin to chest. Try and relax through here. And then back to neutral. And 4 more breaths. Rolling the pubic bone towards the ribs. Squeezing through the anus, the rectum, into that lower back. And lengthen. Exhaling. Pulling that belly in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale in. And lengthen. Whoa, feeling that. And one more time. Now hold it here. Hold it here. Get all that oxygen out. Hold, 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 hold. And now inhale. And slowly coming down. Again, windshield wiper the legs. Perfect. We're going to do one more little exercise. We're going to roll on to our tummy. Okay, so onto the tummy. You're going to lay all the way down. Okay, and you're going to just squeeze through the rectum here and release. Squeeze through the rectum. Try not to get too much bum. It's deeper. It's the deeper core. Play around with this. This is great to do when you're laying in bed, out and about. You're bored and you have nothing to do. Play with the rectum here, squeezing that anus. So it doesn't look like I'm doing anything, but boy, am I ever. So exhaling, squeezing. You should feel the front of your body lifting up a little bit, just a tiny bit. And then release on the inhale, can't remember what we're doing here. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. Now we're going to add in here. So we're going to breathe up, squeeze through that rectum, and then coming down. And up, squeezing through the rectum, and down. So just focus on what breath feels good for you here. All right, just 6 more. 6. Moving slowly. Squeeze through the rectum, pulling up through the back. 5. 4. Inhaling down works for me. Exhaling, squeeze through the rectum. And then holding it up. Good. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Through the rectum. Feel that in the lower back. Legs are relaxed. Remember, this is not a leg exercise. This is a core exercise. A lot of times we're going to find ourselves gripping through there. Just relax. and come all the way down. And just pull back into a child's pose with your knees open, letting that belly drop down to the floor. Good. Oh. And rolling all the way up. Perfect. So adding that exercise, take the time. Listen, I've been exercising for 30 years and I will still take the time to do this class because it's so important to connect to the root and take the balance and core work out of the legs and put it back where it's supposed to be. So by doing this class and slowing down and learning how to squeeze and activate that posterior chain into the lower back, you're going to help alleviate lower back pain. And how we started with standing properly, it's going to help you to shift your femur bones back this way as opposed to the fact that they're externally rotating a lot. So just a couple of things to be aware of during your day. Excellent core work today, everybody.